Welcome back, ladies, gents, minicons. Tonight I'm doing a toy review on the newest leader class figure of the Power of the Primes line, and that is Rodimus Unicronus, representing an evil, corrupt Rodimus Prime. He is a redeco and new head retool of the Wave 1 Rodimus Prime character. He's very heavily based on Shattered Glass Rodimus, right down to the evil goatee. For anyone that's not familiar with the concept of Shattered Glass, it is basically a mirror universe series of the classic Autobots, Decepticons, where the Autobots are actually the villains and the Decepticons are the good guys. It was pretty much the exclusive domain of the Transformers Collectors Club and BotCon conventions, with the one exception being an Asia exclusive masterpiece Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. So it was a MP10 Optimus Prime, but in his purple Shattered Glass theme, complete with cracked windows and evil Autobot symbols. When this figure was first unveiled at toy shows, it sported a purple Autobot symbol, further cementing its status as, a new version of Shattered Glass Rodimus. And it led to a lot of fan speculation and excitement that perhaps Hasbro was bringing mainline retail representation to the Shattered Glass line. However, by the time the toy was actually completely finished and ready for retail, they had swapped out all the Shattered Glass affiliation and just made him a Decepticon. There were mixed feelings about this. Some people were really disappointed by that turn of events. Some people felt, good, we don't need to complicate things further. Personally, I fell more into the former camp because I do like the concept of Shattered Glass, but what's done is done. Hasbro has decided that this guy is a Decepticon, so that's what he is. Getting a quick look at the box he comes in. It's your standard leader class box for Generations. It's got this picture of Rodimus on here, holding up the Matrix as some sort of trophy, looking very evil and triumphant. On the side, you have a depiction of Nemesis Hot Rod, his smaller version, which is just an evil version of Hot Rod. On the back, you have your standard showing off the different features, different modes of the character, how many steps it takes to convert him each way. Here you have a little bit of a bio about him, just to let you know what he is. So you can see he's been corrupted by basically the power of Unicron and has been sent to destroy the Matrix of Leadership, which, if that doesn't sound familiar, you haven't been following Transformers very long. Nothing new on this side, just your 12 Prime symbols. He comes with a good-sized instruction manual, so you can figure out how to transform this very large figure. And here's his character card. The same art is on the front of the box. Rodimus Unicronus. This is an Alpha Trion version of the card. So, bit of a mouthful here, huh? Rodimus Alpha Trion Unicronus, to set him apart from what would be a Rodimus Alpha Trion. Corrupts the databanks of Cybertronian supercomputer Vector Sigma. That's bad news bears for the Transformers. Here's Rodimus's vehicle mode. You can see he's mostly black with these nice metallic purple highlights and paint. An actual tampograph on the front of him. Not something you see very often in leader class toys anymore, because Hasbro likes to use these foil stickers that they're so fond of. The foil stickers on my copy are pretty decently applied. They're not misaligned in a way that's going to cause them to peel off when you bend these panels back. A little bit of paint here. And yeah, he just makes for a good looking Decepticon. He's still got his weapon storage on the top of the little trailer section, which you can choose to utilize or not, depending on how you want the figure to look. My copy here, these top bits, which form the larger robot arms, don't like to stay together in this configuration, which is kind of a tolerance difference, because my Rodimus Prime doesn't have that issue. Typical fists hanging out the front, just like Rodimus Prime has. These are a little less noticeable because they're black, so they blend in with most of the figure. So here's Rodimus Prime in vehicle mode for comparison. Aside from the very obvious color differences, thing I just kind of want to point out are the design differences between the standard Hot Rod or Rodimus Flames and this more of a, I don't know what you'd call it, lower back tattoo design. Looks really good on the hood of his car though. I like it. And then whereas, Rodimus Prime has flames running along the side here, this guy continues to just have these, tribal tattoo looking designs here. Here's the Hot Rod portion of the vehicle, or Nemesis Hot Rod, as he's now known. So, no big surprises from the combined vehicle mode. Only difference here is that the exhaust pipes swing back to complete the car look. And just like Rodimus Prime, he has a very solid car, rolls well, very sleek looking. Here's Prime again for comparison. Like the red windshield here to kind of be an inverse of the blue windshield that Rodimus Prime has, or sorry, Hot Rod. So fun little vehicle mode. Good play value. Next we have Nemesis Hot Rod's robot mode. As far as new molding, he is exactly the same as Hot Rod, at least as far as the molding you can see. So that means his face is exactly the same, though just given the color choices, the red eyes, it makes him look much more sinister, despite the fact that the facial expression is identical. They use some purple highlights to kind of highlight the crested areas of his helmet, whereas the regular Hot Rod just has flat red. And he's got, he's got very good articulation, pretty much every way you cut it. Can hold his two weapons here. I'll go ahead and remove those so you can see what his forearms and hands look like. Alright, so, there he is. He has a very simple color palette, but ends up looking very nice regardless. Here's Hot Rod for comparison. Just like on the actual car hood, the faux car hood designs are different between the two. They use the same designs for these little shoulder stickers, except his are pointing downwards, whereas Hot Rod's are pointing up. So it's a subtle detail, but I think that's kind of a way of showing how they're opposites. Even the triangles on the shin guards are pointing down, vice up. And there's a little bit of difference here in like the border detail. So both good versions of Hot Rod. Now you just have him in an evil flavor. Just as before, the main storage place for this guy's matrix is inside the chest of the super robot body. And he has a very cool looking matrix. It's actually called the Matrix of Chaos on the packaging. And it just looks like a very nice evil inversion of Rodimus's regular matrix here. Honestly, I like the colors on this one a lot more. I was never a big fan of the yellow handled, Rodimus Prime matrix. But this does look very nice. Obviously comes out like all the other ones. I love the clear red there in the center, and actually went the extra mile of painting the little notches here purple. I suppose just doing the whole thing in black, so it's pretty neat. Makes it a little more fancy. And here at last is the combined form, Rodimus Unicronus, sporting that newly tooled head that I mentioned earlier. And the whole head is a completely new tooling. Like the crest design is different, the face is radically different, sporting a visor now instead of regular eyes. It's got a pointy, villainous nose. It's like little, approximation of a goatee, at least the best that a robot can have. And he just comes off looking great. I mean, you took a figure that had a good shape to it, a good design, and then just gave it this really cool, evil facelift, and it made for something very interesting. Plus the shattered glass homage is always welcome. You can see on his shins here that he has different stickers on his knees, but even more interestingly, he has new stickers here on his shins, which we'll see in a sec the original Rodimus doesn't have. Here they are side by side, so you can get a good feel for just how different they are. One thing that helps differentiate the two and make Unicronus seem like more than just a, redeco, is just the different sticker placement. I already mentioned the lower legs. When you look at Rodimus Prime here, he's got stickers here. He's lacking them, but he has new stickers going around this area. And it's just little touches like that that, really help distinguish the character from the original version of the figure. They almost feel like they could just be two completely different characters. I have to say I do find the new head sculpt just a lot more exciting than the regular Rodimus Primes. I get that the design team was looking to emulate the original Rodimus Prime figure that had a very neutral, aged expression. But just the more hardcore, evil, grimace that Rodimus Unicronus has, I just find way more interesting. And that more or less sums up the review of the newest leader class figure for Power of the Primes. For anyone that's not aware, he is the only new figure in the leader class wave 2. He was packaged with Optimus Prime, who comes with, Rodimus Prime in the first wave. This review is going to be a little shorter than what I would normally have for a leader class figure, mainly just due to the fact that he is mostly a redeco of Rodimus Prime, so I didn't go in depth with, how all of the parts come together and the features. But to bring this to an end, I really do highly recommend picking this figure up if you can find it. He's just a fun little callback to a very obscure character by your, casual fans' standards. But he does, just on his own merits, end up being a very fun toy to play with, to look at. Again, I mentioned earlier, I love the metallic purple that they decided to go with. It really just stands out on him. The Nemesis Hot Rod mode also looks very good. It would have been kind of cool if they had gone a little further, maybe gone 2 extra miles and given the new Hot Rod a different head sculpt too, but it's fine. Like I said, his expression is just malleable enough to where you can imagine him being good or bad just based on the figure's color scheme. So that's going to be it for this guy. Let me know what you all think of this newest take on Rodimus, whether or not you plan on picking him up. They're currently showing up in Walmarts across the US, so that'd be a good place to start looking for them. I'm really happy I got this toy, and I think you will be too. And with that, I'll see you all next time.